Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over how to easily solo this 7-star Komodo raid that is live this weekend. We're going to be using a Slowbro build that we've used before. This big fella here absolutely clears it. It does seem like a bit of a difficult setup at the start, but you'll kind of see where we're going. It looks not good, but it will be. Let's get into it. You do not need Intimidate NPC users, though I would recommend having them. Leftovers is a held item, Psychic Terror type. The main points of this build are we're going to need to skill swap quite early on, well very early on when we have this tiny window, and then we're going to use a normal stored power build. But it does clear it. So Nasty Plot, Iron Defense, Stored Power, and Skill Swap. You're going to have Regenerator as your ability because it sucks and it doesn't do anything. That's kind of actually what you want. Obviously you want to have it max IVs and then EVs here. You want to have max HP and max defense. That is kind of the best way because we're going to be forcing him by using his own skill, which is soundproof, to make him basically use attacks that focus on normal attack, physical attacks, which means that we can kind of eat them quite easily. I would recommend if you can get Intimidate users but you don't need them, I do it here without any NPCs. These three suck, but I wanted to prove to you guys that it could be done. So he will always open up with a Clangorous Soul. It will only work this once, so what it does is ups all of his stats by 1. It will only work this turn, as our skill swap will nullify that later. It is also blocked by Soundproof, which is amazing. So that comes into play a little bit later. Skill swap in this tiny window. He will use Boom Burst. It's unavoidable. You do need a skill swap in this window immediately because he will put his shield up straight away and then it'll fail. You'll give him Regenerator, which doesn't matter, and you take Soundproof, which means you can block that Boom Blast and Clangorous Soul later. So I would recommend making sure to use these leftovers. I do think it kind of keeps you alive, but you might not need it if you have those Intimidate users. So open up here with the Iron Defense. He's basically going to use Dragon Claw, Iron Head, or Close Combat. They're basically going to be the 3 moves he uses. All of those you will be able to negate. You will need to use Heal Cheers here, guys, so kind of follow my steps here. I'm going to open up with 2 Iron Defenses. Iron Head is really annoying because you can flinch. So you could use a different item. I can't remember what the one is to avoid flinching. Not super helpful for a guide video, but if you guys do want to use that instead with Intimidate NPC users, because you won't need to rely on leftovers as much, that's fine. Close Combat obviously is super helpful for us as well. It's just going to kind of keep putting his stats down, which means your NPCs can kind of put a bit of pressure on him. But you're going to want to open up with the Iron Defense, get it up to 3, so you're plus 6. That is the key at the start, and then we're going to basically use Health Cheers when we need to and start to use that stored power to nullify, to build up our own terror, which will come into it again later. So as you can see there, he does get a big hit off us on us there, but it will make his special defense and his defense fall. So we are now at plus 6 defense from those 3 iron defenses, and now what you're going to want to do is probably heal up if you're a bit low like I am here, because he will negate his effects on himself. So if you do have Intimidate users, they're about to not matter for a second and he will start to do a bit of damage to you. So heal up here. Super important, guys. Make sure you use the Heal Cheers in this one. It really does help stabilize the build. Less needed if you do have Intimidate, as I mentioned, but that's fine. So as you can see there, Dragon Claw is doing nothing at the moment. You're only really in trouble with crits, but again, that happens with every raid. Hit Stored Power. He's going to get us with Dragon Claw again. It will do nothing. That's fine. Stored Power is going to do no damage. The point of this isn't to do damage at the moment. We are just trying to build up our Terror Charge, which we will not activate till later. Go again with another Stored Power. Keep getting it till you get 3 of those off. Normally the timing is quite good. I have done this a few times now. The timing here means that you can line it up when he negates your ability, so I would use a Heal Cheer there as well. You're going to see here now we're going to get a 3rd one off. Very annoyingly, if he does use Iron Head and you flinch, there's nothing you can do about it. It is super, super annoying. So there you go. I got another flinch, which is really annoying. Going to hit him with a Stored Power whenever it lets me. Really, really annoying. There we go. And that is our terror up now, but we do not want it, and this should line up really, really well with him negating, not negating, but nullifying our stat changes, which means we need to immediately do a Heal Cheer to get us into the better zone. I would also then immediately go into your Iron Defenses. It does mean he can get a Boom Burst off once, but it will take off probably half your health, so you kind of need to be in a healthy range there. Again, likely a different story if you are with Intimidate users, because it shouldn't matter as much. You're not going to eat too much damage. Well, you should be higher, sorry, because obviously Boom Burst isn't a physical attack, but you get what I mean. For some reason, it waited to use it for a second time, which was perfect here. You're going to hit another Iron Defense. We're going to start to build that up to get to +6, and then we're going to move on to Nasty Plot and follow the normal stored power kind of guide. There's a few little issues you'll see I'll kind of talk through in a second. Iron Head, again, can come into play and be incredibly annoying. But besides that, you're in a pretty stable spot here. As long as you can kind of make sure you're keeping your health up. I do get crit a couple times in this run as well. Like I mentioned, this run was actually quite bad and we still cleared him. You'll see how much damage we're doing since his close combat. Obviously, the more close combat for us, the better. He lowers his stats, and it's going to, be super helpful for us. So he does crit me there. That's fine, guys. Use another heal cheer if you need to. That's perfectly fine. There we go. So those leftovers are just kind of ticking away and getting your health a little bit higher every time. Going to move into Nasty Plots here. He does occasionally get 2 moves off at this point because you're a little bit slower than him after he's used that Clangorous Soul. But you will see when his shield breaks, he will go into using buff moves that don't work as well because we have Soundproof. There we go again. Make sure you don't go into Terror, guys, because you don't want to waste it in case you do go down. There we go. Nasty Plot. That should there put us at our max, if I'm not counting wrong, which is a big possibility. We're going to use a heal cheer as well as he uses a final close combat, just to kind of get us out of crit range, guys. Like, you probably don't have to do that. Oh, I was wrong. I can't count. One more Nasty Plot there to get us to +6. And then we're going to Terror up and use a stored power. You're going to see how much damage this does. This actually surprised me how hard this hit him. I was kind of at this point still a bit questioning if this was the right build or not. But if you can get to this point, guys, which obviously if you follow this build, and if you have anything that's more helpful, like an NPC that has Intimidate or something, you should be able to absolutely wreck him here. He's going to use close combat again. It will do a little bit more damage, but it is not very effective, which is good. Sword power here, this is disgusting. Look at this, is the biggest hit I've done in ages. That shredded him down there. Absolutely blasted through that shield. And hilariously enough, he will negate those effects on himself, but then he will start to go into Clanging Scales, which is soundproof. It means nothing to us, which is super easy. His defense continues to fall. He does it twice, which is hilarious. Soundproof is going to block it. That's why that skill swap was so important, guys. He basically just puts his own defense down twice, which is hilarious. We're going to get a little bit of those leftovers there, and then hit him again with a stored power that is obviously going to smoke him because he does not do a stat reset on us twice. We're going to absolutely wreck him here. There we go, guys. See, the build goes from questionable to absolutely slaying. Little bit of time left on the clock. Again, I know the setup's annoying, but he can be quite a difficult raid, this one. I'm going to keep working on other builds. Going to see if Deddy Kong can come back for our Annihilate build. I'm going to use a Luxury Ball, guys. Let me know in the comments what ball you guys use. Do you line it up? Do you not care for these guys? But yeah, that build absolutely wrecked him. And that was a kind of a really bad run. I got multiple crits. I didn't have an Intimidate user. I didn't have a healer. I didn't have Gardevoir or something like that to be kind of healing us throughout it. Didn't have Arboliva to, give us any buffs, guys. So this was a clean as run with everything going wrong. Use this to farm some Herba. This build honestly slays, guys. If this was helpful, please leave us a like. It really helps out the channel, and subscribe if you like our content. Feel free to leave a comment, anything about the video, let me know. If you've got a better build, let us know as well. That'd be really cool to see. Let me know what you guys are using, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.